Hey, what's up, y'all? Just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about the newly released schedule that we have for the 2024 football season. Um, it's a lot of y'all I see are not happy about certain details. This includes the week 5 bye. We're gonna be talking about all that today. But let's go. Let's do it.
Die line with the style. Every week now switch to a new style. 212s in the back just blew out. Everything I do end up in a new style.
So in the 2024 schedule here that was newly released, it was released on May 15th, 2024, around 8:15 p.m. or so. The official schedule anyway was leaked way before that. It was actually leaked, I believe, that morning, around like 6 or 7. I saw the schedule. Um, but I'm just going to get into win losses and kind of just dive right into it. I'm also going to just give my general opinion on everything coming into this season. So based off of the off-season moves that we've made in free agency and the draft, some of which I posted highlights, I do believe that this is a year that is for the taking, so to speak. I do believe that week 1 is definitely going to be difficult, especially having to go all the way to Brazil, getting a home game taken away from us by a commissioner that's obviously a Redskins fan. A Commanders fan. That's no fun, but I still think that surprises happen in week 1, and I think that we're going into a week 1 game where no one expects us to beat the Packers, especially how last season ended. You can hear the media is kind of obsessed with the way things have ended last year. I say we pull this out with a W for week 1 in Brazil against the Packers. Week 2 with the Atlanta Falcons, I say that's easy W. It's our home opener, our official home opener, 8:15 p.m. So week 3, New Orleans Saints, 1 p.m. We're in New Orleans. I think they're going to play as hard. I think it's going to be a good team, but I still think we can pull these games out, and the same goes for the next week, week 4 against Buccaneers, against Tampa Bay. I just think that people are gonna, maybe by this game, people will wake up and really think, hey, listen, this isn't the same team from last year. I think if we start hot, start fresh, I think that we can build momentum very quickly. And of course, after that, the bye is there. So it's never a good thing to have a bye so early in week 5. But I do have some information about why this may not be so bad of a thing. And going into week 6, we played the Browns at 1 p.m. So we're in Cleveland, but I don't necessarily think it's gonna be a hard game by any means. It's the Browns, so we got the Browns and the Giants. Win. Bengals, I think Bengals might give us a run for our money, especially since we're over there in Cincinnati. So I do think that this may be the first loss that we get in the season, and that's not bad. A week 8 loss being the first loss in the season, I think that's a good record. So I mean, we're looking at really it seems to be like a 6-1 record. So that's not too bad. Play Jacksonville in Jacksonville the next week, 8:20 p.m. Talking prime time. We got that game. I think Jalen Hurts is better than Trevor Lawrence. I think our defense is going to be a lot better. We beat them, before. We'll beat them again. I'm not really worried about that. Now, Cowboys, I think Cowboys the next week, we're talking week 10 at Dallas, which has been a long time since we had the first game against Dallas in Dallas. Usually the first game versus Dallas is usually in Philly. I'm going to give us a W for that. All right, so like I said, when we came off against the Bengals week 8, we're 6-1. So 7-1, 8-1, 9-1 versus the Redskins week 11. I think week 12 for LA is going to be a little bit harder. I think they might surprise us. I think Matthew Stafford's a great quarterback. I think that they have a great coach over there in LA. So I think that that can actually stun us, that game. And I know that in LA, a lot of Eagles fans going to show up, because usually in LA and that stadium has a reputation for having the opposing team's fans actually show up more than their fans. So that's a 50-50 either way with LA, but I say, in my opinion, LA might stun us. Next week against Baltimore, week 13. Oh, by the way, my fault. That leaves us at, let's see, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, 9-1, 9-2 once we lose to LA. Week 12. So at week 12, we're at 9-2. I say we beat the Ravens, actually. I say we stun Lamar Jackson. We beat the Ravens. 4:25 p.m. It's going to be a rough game. I think this may be a game where Jalen Hurts might be getting hit a lot if we're not using Saquon Barkley how he's supposed to be used by then, which I got faith in Kellen Moore, actually, more so than the coordinators we had last year. So I still think that we can cap off a win. I just think that our defense and the team as a whole gets woken up by that previous week's loss against LA. I think we wake up. I think we go for the jugular. I think we beat the Ravens. And I think we stun the NFL. The Carolina Panthers. Oh, sorry, that leaves us at 10-2. Week 14, Carolina Panthers 11-2. Pittsburgh Steelers 12-2. I think that against the Redskins we'll be 13-2. And I think we may split with the Cowboys again this year. And I think by this time we're probably focused on possibly resting starters or but I usually say, look, like, we usually split against the Cowboys every season. So I'll say we get another loss here. So that would make it, let's see, week 1 win, week 2 win, week 3 win, week 4 win, then the bye, right? 4-0. So week 6 win, week 7 win. That makes us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 0. Then 6-1 against the Bengals. We lose to the Bengals. 7-1, 8-1, 9-1, 10-1. By the time we're week 12 with LA. 10-2 by the time, because I said we lost the LA game. So 10-2 by the time we hit week 12 with LA. Week 13 with Baltimore, 14-2 by the time we hit week 17 versus Cowboys. And I think by that time we consider starters, in which we lose to the Cowboys and we lose to the Giants due to sitting our starters. So I say it's a season where we're really 14-2 type of team. 14-2, 14-3 type of team. I think that the Eagles, are going to have a bounce back season. I don't really think Jalen Hurts is the type of quarterback that you can really keep down for too long. He's usually an overcomer. He usually is used to switching coaches, and I just think that last season he had an inexperienced coordinator. I think that he had too much strife. There's no real leadership within the coaching staff. As you know, I'm not the biggest fan of Sirianni. I think we should have kept Doug. I've always maintained that. Why build a statue of somebody in your hometown and then get rid of them within the next 2 years. After he's won you a Super Bowl, I just don't think that's the smartest thing by the organization. But anyways, I do believe that Hurts is going to have a bounce back season. I do believe that Kellen Moore is a genius, and that Mike McCarthy got Kellen Moore fired back there in Dallas. The only reason I think Chargers got rid of Kellen Moore is because usually when they switch head coaches, the whole staff goes along with it. So I don't think that Kellen Moore was, by any chance, or any reason, especially with all the injuries that happened last year at San Diego, I don't think that Kellen Moore is to blame for the Los Angeles Chargers failures. Los Angeles Chargers or San Diego, wherever the heck they are now. I can't even keep track of where those guys go. But back here to the Birds, I'm just glad that we got experienced coordinators in Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore. I expect our defense to step up. I expect our defense to be ran properly in the scheme that it was originally intended, which, the founding father is Vic Fangio, who has a lot of Philly ties, a lot of PA ties. So just happy that he's here, and I'm just excited for the season, honestly, especially with how last season ended. I'm just excited for the, us to turn the page, basically, and kind of prove the NFL, prove a lot of haters wrong. We got a lot of hate in New York fans, especially since we got Barkley. You got to pay the man. You got to pay the man. He's one of the top NFL running backs, and they don't want to pay him. So I just think that it's only right that he gets the McCaffrey treatment, and that means that, he, as one of the best running backs, McCaffrey was undervalued. Then he left that organization and went somewhere else where they valued him more and used him the way he was supposed to do. And that's why 49ers, much as I don't like the team or care for the fan base, they've been seeing a lot of success. So you got to give him props for picking up the right players and using them right. And I think that that's what we're trying to do right now. I think Howie has done a great job, especially in the draft. Really excited about some legendary Eagles players, Suns playing. The draft was just kind of one of the craziest drafts I've ever seen. Getting the top two corners in the draft within the first 2 rounds. So I'm just really excited to see what we get moving forward from this team and how everyone's used. I would say the only downside to the offseason is that we didn't re-sign Hassan Reddick. We definitely will miss Hassan Reddick. He's with the New York Jets now, and right down 95. So I just wish him the best, and really excited for Bryce Huff, really excited for this team, and kind of turning the page and seeing what we can do this season. So if anyone has any questions, I'll hit down in the comments. If anyone has any observations, questions, whatever, recommendations for more videos, please let me know. Peace out.